you think that every eligible voter has ready access to the ballot right now here in Indiana?
Ready access, yes. Different experiences, also yes. And that's the area that I want to focus on. So first, to clarify and to document, so you should trust but verify our comments here. Our Republican opponent is available online to see him being interviewed in January of 2022, so earlier this year, by none other than Steve Bannon. And in this interview, and if anybody wants that, if you can't find it through Google, send my campaign message, info@maurerforindiana.com. I'll be happy to share the link with you. But in a 7 or 8 minute interview, he says in film, on camera, I am the MAGA candidate. I am an America First candidate. So these aren't accusations or allegations. This is documented video. I encourage you all to go see for yourself. And these are the challenges that we as opponents of this process have in trying to talk about restoring trust in the process. So with that, let me answer the question about voter access. So I think across the platform, yes, again, indianavoters.com, everybody has access to this. Everybody has access to go to your county clerk or county clerk's office and get registered to vote. So these things are equal. Now, level of service is different, right? Some communities might have more night shifts, and getting in during the day is difficult, or vice versa. When we look at lines for queuing, how long does it actually take to vote during the day? I think where we see Marion County last cycle might have had some poll locations where it may have been hours to vote, whereas much of the rest of the state was much shorter wait. And addressing those inequalities to make sure that we set one level of service expectation. So if as an office, we say, we expect nobody to anywhere in the state to wait longer than 1 hour, what resources do we need to marshal across the state to ensure that that happens? So that's not trying to manage some impossible separate but equal solution for this party or this county or this community or that. It's just saying, this is the standard we're going to set and uphold no matter what resources we need where. So that's the sort of the blind approach to serving our neighbors and serving the vote in that sense. I do believe that the standards, as much as administrative as they can be, yes, getting a license, yes, getting yourself to the poll, yes, getting verified that you are registered and current, those are all parts of responsibility. We cannot give up the responsibility component of liberty. With liberty comes responsibility. And so if you wish to vote, these are the things that we have to do. If you wish to drive on the street through those windows, you're going to need to get a driver's license. I'm not going to apologize for asking you to join our social compact in what that public trust is.
So what steps would you take to ensure that every eligible voter has access, whether that eligible voter is one that doesn't have a driver's license or does, whether or not they live 2 blocks from a voter registration locale, or they live 20 miles from a voter locale, or they live 2 blocks from a precinct voting spot, or they live 10 miles from a I realize precincts aren't 10 miles large, but let's say 3 miles away from the precinct voting spot.
Sure. So as a libertarian, the easy solution is a good one, which is let the market decide. So as a libertarian, I believe in limited government and not having government try to solve all of our problems. We have a robust ecosystem of nonprofit organizations that excel in just this topic. So in a couple of weeks, short weeks, we'll be on stage actually debating with the WFYI and the League of Women Voters. And the League of Women Voters is now a 100-plus-year-old organization, and they've been registering people to vote for that amount of time. They do a great job at that. That's their expertise. That's their specialty. So from the Secretary of State's office, it would be working with nonprofit organizations like the League of Women Voters and others in the space to help register people. And surely there are nonprofits that work to register voters within their communities, within their parties, within their philosophies, what have you. And those should all be given equal support in the sense of supporting from the perspective of everybody who wishes to vote should be given tools, resources, and access equally to do so.
Okay, and Ms. Wells, I'm going to let you answer it, but I want to do a follow up real quick on Mr. Maurer's answer there. So we have seen in other states laws proposed or passed that you cannot assist someone to get to the polls, or you cannot provide water to them while they're standing in line. I realize that's not Indiana, but so League of Women Voters decides to get a couple of buses on election day and provide access. It's not the parties doing it. It's not government. League of Women Voters. Does that fit into the libertarian philosophy there?
It fits in the sense that it's a non-government solution, and for every dollar that's donated to the league, there could be a dollar that's donated to another nonprofit that encourages a different group or all different voters to get to the polls. And we have this right now with our campaign finance. Essentially, there's no limit to what dollars can flow in through political action committees to candidates, campaigns, and even supermajority governments. So why throttle, under that lens, why restrict a market in dollars if we're going to restrict a market of buses?